All right, I take it back. Holy crap. What's up, weirdo? Shade Tree Surgeon here at Bert's Barracuda. The time of year is coming. Time for Bert's Toy Run again. And I know a lot of you guys have been on that with me. They've made the price even cheaper this year. Now, that money always went to charity, but this year, not only is the money still going to charity, but they're also trying to break a Guinness World Record. Right now, the Guinness World Record for motorcycle toy runs exists in England. And come on, man. I love all my English brothers out there, but give me a break, baby. You're telling me we can't win the Guinness Book of World Records toy run in America here at Bert's Barracuda? You gotta be kidding me. 1,700 people is what we need. It's gonna be $10 per person. They're giving away a motorcycle to somebody who's on the ride. December 7th here at Bert's Barracuda. Make sure you're here for it. Guinness Book of World Records is going to be here counting people. I will be here. Shaylisi will be here. Everybody from Forgotten Angels, the whole squad, Cammy Bay, you know the drill. It's December 7th. All the information is going to be on bertsbarracuda.com. I'll have all that info down below. Don't just register, you actually got to show up and be here with a toy. This is going to be huge, and if anybody can break the world record toy run, it's probably going to be Bert. Things are always just a little bit bigger here. And since we're at Bert's, let's ride some motorcycles. Cool as it is to look at all the brand new bikes on the showroom floor, you know, my wandering eye always goes to the used selection. So let's see what they got today. I know it seems like I'm always up here, but I'm not always up here. Man, sometimes I go by and I see all the bikes they've sold that I know I could have test ridden. Damn, dude. I need to be a little bit quicker on the draw. First up is Indian's answer to Instagram. The alternative to the Dynabro special, the Indian Sport Chief. This is something that when Indian kind of first started making its moves to come back, when they first killed Polaris and got back into the scene, I was kind of disappointed with their offerings because it was all just a bunch of baggers. This was really the bike I wanted to see, and I don't know, maybe they shouldn't have listened to me because apparently they knew what they were doing on waiting to release it. Now, when they released it, they got every YouTuber on the planet to fly on down, throw a leg over one, and tell you how good it was. I don't blame any of them, and I love those guys. Some of those people are my very good friends that got to ride the Sport Chief first. Now, I wasn't invited, and I get it, trust me. I'm a known liar, cheat, thief, pornographer, ne'er-do-well, scofflaw. I probably wouldn't want me involved with your marketing campaign either. Honestly, just good business. But I've been kind of wondering what the Sport Chief is all about. Now, I've ridden the Chief, like a stripped down one, but I've never ridden the Sport Chief. Now, this is your ready-made Dynabro special, right off the showroom floor, and doing what Harley does too, or what Harley went to. I guess they kind of beat him to the punch with branded shocks and all this stuff on here. We got Brembo, yep, Brembo brakes up front. Exactly what Harley ended up doing with its higher-end CVO line, with putting actual branded stuff on it, because that's what the aftermarket was doing. Indian was always playing Harley Davidson's game. I guess they were just trying to play it a little bit better. I could sit down and do a comparison and talk about how Indian once again beat Harley at their own game. Kind of like when I compared the Challenger to the CVO Road Glide, but honestly, I don't even know if Harley has any competition for this because they don't have a ready-made stripped down bike with all this stuff on it. Their new CVO Harley, instead of having all the new chrome Harley Davidson parts on it, it has Brembo brakes, it has Öhlins shocks, it has all that aftermarket stuff that Harley usually uses, but it slaps Harley Davidson on. They just ended up leaving the label on it. Well, Indian beat him to that because this sucker right here is a 2023. I don't believe Harley was still leaving the label on their stuff in 2023. And I would even say they hit a little bit closer to the mark with these Fox piggyback shocks instead of the Öhlins that Harley puts on their stuff. Now, I'm not saying that they're better. If I had the money, I'd probably still pick Öhlins, but I think if you ask the general masses of people out there what they have, and more people are going to say Fox than Öhlins. And when it comes to leaving the tag, so to speak, on your accessories, people want to see what they see on Instagram. Fox has got a big presence on Instagram. You see the Brembo brakes. It already looks set up to be like a performance Dyna. Of course, you can't call it a performance Dyna. Harley really owns that one, kind of like Kleenex. Now, bagger is a bagger, but when it comes to being a Dyna bro, man, they really got the market cornered on that one. Again, though, this one kind of beat them at their own game. And this engine right here, one that I always kind of thought was the performative male of motorcycle engines. It's just so swoopy and these fins, and it looks so ridiculous. And I know it's unfair because Harley-Davidson has their years of heritage and evolution to build on for why their engine looks the way it does. And I don't know, this one just doesn't have a reason to look like this, does it? You don't have a reason to look this cool, Indian. That's the performative male. That's the California dude with a mustache and a band t-shirt on. The guy who's at the party with a stupid felt cowboy hat telling all the girls how he likes their new favorite show. It just seems contrived. But I will say, I like the way it looks, and I never liked the way it looked, but I like the way it looks in this bike a whole lot better than I do in any of the baggers they put it in. And this bike, I actually kind of dig it. I like how it looks. It looks muscular, it looks big, it looks tough. What I'm saying is it looks good in this motorcycle. Now, I would still also really love to see the Challenger motor in a platform like this, but this also looks badass. The blacked out look, I probably could have done without. I would have loved to see one of these with a chrome motor in it, but that's just me and I ain't everybody. Really love the rear brakes. I know this is a little thing to like, but the fact that they made that rear brake reservoir look so slick down there and so good. It's so aerodynamic. It's got this kind of gathering forward, swooped back teardrop shape to it that just is really attractive, man. There's no reason that your rear brake master cylinder shouldn't look good. It should look good. And that one looks really good. It looks good enough that, does it say Indian on the front? Nah, I'd peel that Indian cover off the top and I'd use that rear master cylinder. I'd use that on a chopper build. It looks great. Looks like it could be on a custom motorcycle. It's little tiny touches like that that I really, really like about this motorcycle. Now, there's stuff I don't like too, but as weird as it sounds, I think that the rear brake master cylinder might be my favorite part about the bike, especially when I compare it to this parts bin front master cylinder. This thing up here is just a square chunk of aluminum. And I don't know, man, if they'd literally just taken that same kind of flowing shape and modified it to work in this application up here as well, I think they would have done so much better, because this one compared to the one down there, looking at them, you might not think it, but to me, this looks like they just grabbed it off the shelf, whereas the bottom one looks like a piece of art. And even though I love that rear brake master cylinder, it is disappointing to see the rectifier and the oil filter just hanging out in the breeze down there. They look like they're tacked on like such an afterthought. Kind of lame, but I'm sure there's kits to move them. I really like the modular foot pegs back here. I assume that's so you can mount forwards. Way better design than the way Harley's done it on a lot of bikes, especially their older bikes. The mount that they're on is nice. It's swooping. It looks good. This bike is full of contradictions. It's full of things that just look really good and things that are functional but look stupid. This is one of my favorite Indian tanks on any bike because it does away with a lot of the angular stuff. It's still got a little bit. It's got a little bit of a crease, but it's way more shapely than a lot of them, though the rear fender still just looks like babies for a shop class. Come on, man, give us a little shapely ass on this thing instead of this square cut mom butt made out of granite. Up here on the dash, I would have preferred a dial, but that's just me. Other than that, I like that everything's encapsulated in one piece here. I like this, although I don't know, are these aftermarket? They might be stock. I'm not sure. Regardless, the triple trees look great with the contrast cut, even though, like I said, I prefer all polished aluminum, but that's just me. And I even love that they kept our Indian head on here. They'll keep it on there until they can't, I guess. enough talking about it. Let's see if the Spurt Chief lives up to the hype. And this motorcycle was hyped. They had stunners doing wheelies. They had builders building choppers. They had influencers influencing day in the life on an Indian Sport Chief. I still don't like that. Push the button and the starter does its own thing. I get it, but I just like to be in control of it. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Touch screen on that little guy there. The mirrors are odd. Why are these weird? I think it's because the bezel around them is so thick. One thing I always hate about Indians is how the throttle just feels like you have a broken throttle cable. It's ride-by-wire. Yeah, this is no different. I just not crazy about it. What if somebody makes a spring kit for it that just gives it just the slightest amount more resistance? Indians answer to, I guess it wouldn't be I keep saying the Dyna, not the Dyna. Indians answer to the Softail. 116 cubic inches, dual front disc, upside down forks, bimbo brakes. I don't know, it's comfortable. I will say it's actually got a better rider. I keep saying Dyna, I keep comparing it to a Dyna. It's because I don't have Softail money. I've never really spent that much time on a Harley-Davidson Softail with mid-controls. I will say that the rider triangle on this is way more comfortable than a Dyna. I don't know if I've spent enough time on a Softail. I'd have to ride one back to back, but I'm a towering 5'12 and a half, 300 pounds of twisted steel and sex appeal with a body that women love and men fear. My knees are in my chin on a Dyna with mid-controls. This is way more comfortable. Now, will Blissful Ellie be able to ride it? I don't know. That would remain to be seen. The windscreen up here just shivering in the wind reminds me of some little purse dog sitting in some chick's lap, half its teeth missing, and its tongue hanging out the side, vibrating around like that. Oh. I feel like that signs off kind of early. Trust me, it's got a beat. I can dance to it. It makes power. My initial, hell yeah, let's have some fun, I feel like was cut off a little short. Damn, 5,000 RPM, that's all you're gonna give me? I wonder if the aftermarket squeezed a few more RPMs out of it, because that just felt a little too safe to me. Or maybe it was just the abruptness. Maybe it was the abruptness of the rev limiter that got me. Let's try that again. Okay. Okay, it's not as bad that time. Maybe it was still going in a warm-up procedure. I can forgive a little bit lower of a rev limiter if when you tell me it's time to stop, you tell me gently, okay? I just don't like to be shouted at. I don't want my motorcycle shouting at me to stop twisting to the throttle. Just a gentle reminder is all I need, and then I'll back off and I'll pretend like it was my idea all along. That feels good. Maybe it was still in some kind of warm-up mode or something like that. All right. I like that. The roll-on is powerful. It makes me feel powerful. That's got some big dick energy, that roll-on. Ain't that what you want? Listen, dude, not everybody out there is ripping wheelies and pulling hole shots in drag races at second, third gear roll-on after you've already made your timid little start around a corner where you're like, oh, not too much power yet. I don't want to skid out. Okay, let me make sure. Okay, am I straight? Okay, roll-on power. I mean, that's where you want to build your power, right? You want to build your power where most people are going to be using it. And it's, a roll-on passing power, which I like a lot. Okay, it's deceiving. My Chihuahua, after eating a block of Velveeta and trying to take a shit windscreen, is actually doing more than I thought it was because, yeah, it's deceptive. I didn't realize how fast I was going. Okay. I guess, I don't know, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm going way faster than I thought I was, but I don't know if I feel like it. That kind of goes back to the whole adage of it's more fun to ride a slow bike fast and a fast bike slow. But I'd just rather have a fast bike and make my own decisions. You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? I can dig that. Shoot. You keep on that throttle, this thing's going to start making decisions for me. Alright, I take it back. This thing fucking rips, dude. Damn. Why does it not... It doesn't feel as fast as it's telling me. Are these speedos accurate? I'm looking at that, my eyes are telling me how fast it is, but my body has convinced me that I'm not traveling that fast. I don't know if that's a good trick or a bad habit. Is it? Because it could definitely get me into trouble. It stop good. It go good. It sound good, baby. Okay, yeah, I can see why there's a whole bunch of Dynas and Softails in the used parking lot of Indian dealerships. The Sport Chief fucking rules, dude. All right, I was about to be like, no, it's not worth the hype. And maybe in the first half a mile or mile, I was like, yeah, it's not worth the hype. Scant mile later, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I like it. I see what you're doing here, Indian. I approve. Not that they're looking for my approval. I was not invited to the test. But you got my approval, 3 years later, nonetheless. Yeah, I like this bike a lot. Dang, dude. Damn, all right. This may be my... Dude, outside of the FTR, this might be my favorite Indian that I've ever ridden. It'll be too soon to tell. I'd have to spend a little more time on it, but I'm like, first blush, my immediate feeling after riding this bike is like, dude, this might be my favorite Indian. This would be like neck and neck with the FTR. Damn. I don't even know if I'd change anything. Like some convertible saddlebags? And after that, I don't think I'd change anything at all. What's happening to me, dude? I'm like the biggest Indian hater ever. I'm known. The forums, they curse my name into the night. I am he who shall not be named on the Indian forums. Don't speak his name lest he appear, lest he talk more shit about Indian and piss everybody off. Brakes work. What is happening to the #1 Indian hater? I like this bike. Fucking Jesus. I didn't expect that to happen. I didn't expect that to happen at all. Still don't like the throttle though. Look how far you have to twist to rev it up until anything happens. I get like a goddamn an eighth of a turn before you get any engagement. It's so annoying. I guess I'd get used to it if I rode the bike, but this is the best Indian I've ever ridden, without a doubt. Like, no joke. This is a really good bike. Like, no butts, no cuts, no alligator guts, no talking shit. Like, the throttle, I think, is the only thing I don't like. A little bit of head shake there. I don't have many miles on it. Might need new neck bearings, or the tires might just be low. That's something you always want to test. Yeah, I don't like that. But again, I could just be low tires. Also, I don't know how well the neck bearings on these things hold up, and I don't know if the previous owner of this motorcycle was one of such impressive girth as I, which will also kill neck bearings. Damn, dude. How did I take this long to ride one up? Well, yeah, because I wasn't invited to the press event, which really isn't Indian's fault. I think they used a marketing company. The marketing company was like, yeah, this guy's a risk. I don't blame them. But damn, I would have said good things about it. This bike fucking rules. I don't know. Does it make me saying good things about it more believable or less believable that I do it 3 years later on an Indian at a Harley-Davidson dealership? And do I really care? I don't. I just like bike. I love that you guys watch my videos, but ultimately, the best part about this is that I get to ride the motorcycle. Oh, this is a winner. This is a winner. I like it a lot. Damn, Indian. Damn, they really fucking did it with this one, dude. Next up is one for all the guys who are constantly saying, Shade Tree Surgeon, god damn it, you keep on saying that these air-cooled American V twins are fast. That's not what fast is. You need to ride a Japanese bike. That's what's fast. All right, we got a Japanese bike here. Like I said, they take everything in on trade, and they keep it here at Burt. So we got a Kawasaki Z900, and this is a weird one for me because I love big green. warning, I'm a certified Kawasaki fan. In fact, we'll be doing some Kawasaki two-stroke stuff later in the video. This one I have mixed feelings about because the Z900, I want it to look like a Kawasaki Z1, the KZ900. Like, why doesn't it look like that? And yes, I know Kawasaki has the Heritage bike. I don't know how similar those motorcycles are. Are they exactly the same underneath? It always sort of seems like the Heritage bikes get the short end of the stick, and then they take these funky looking Transformer bikes, which are not my thing. I just don't like them. It's not my favorite looking bike. Little Boy Racer looks like a little bit like a mech, but not in a good way. That's just me. Obviously, plenty of people like them because the Z900 sells well, and if you like it, you don't have to dislike it just because I don't, though. I get it. It's understandable when you're mad at somebody when they talk shit about something you like. Regardless, I'm gonna talk shit about the way this thing looks because I don't like the way it looks. And I never get why the Japanese companies have this idea in their head that they're gonna take the same engine, Z1, which is truly the inspiration for this bike. Really, the line of evolution leads to this motorcycle. But then they put a detuned, crappier version with crappy suspension in the Heritage looking bikes and then charge you more just because it looks different. I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. There you have it, and there it is. I know that the Z900 is popular, and let's see how fast it is compared to the 116 cubic inch Indian Sport Sheaf. Pretty funny because I don't think Kawasaki, they barely make any cruisers anymore. So realistically, this Z900 kind of occupies the same space as the Indian Sport Chief in Kawasaki's lineup. Here's another thing the Japanese manufacturers do with their Street Fighters, which is, again, the evolution of the UJM, Universal Japanese Motorcycle, is shit rolls downhill. They put even shittier stuff on the Heritage motorcycles than they do on these. But even these, like, there ain't no Brembo brakes on this thing. These are upside down forks, but I guarantee they're not any sort of name brand you'd rather. Probably Showa, I'm sure. Not that Showa can't make good suspension, but it's not Oleans, it's not Fox, it's nothing like that. This is a parts bin bike that they kind of just slap together, which again occupies like, hey, I want a fast motor on a cheap bike, which I assume is also what the Chief is in Indian's lineup, or the Scout. Maybe this is more akin to the Scout than the Chief. But Japan really just doesn't put much into their Street Fighters. They kind of just sell them as, again, the UJM, the stripped down bike, unless you count Yamaha's MT-10. The way it starts up, you're just like, there's no way that's going to be fast. There's no way that mirror is going to stay where I want it. Comfortable bike, got a way lower seat height than I would have imagined. But really what I want to see is how it compares to the Sport Chief. It's faster, it's lighter, it's cheaper, and I haven't even gotten out of the parking lot. That just is what it is, baby. That is going to be no comparison. It feels cheap, but that's because it is. It doesn't feel cheap in a way that it's gonna break. Like, I'm not on this thing going like, oh, it's such a cheap piece of crap, I'm gonna break it. It feels cheap as in, this bike probably doesn't cost a shit ton of money because they haven't wasted anything on stuff you don't really need, which, I don't know, isn't that kind of the point? Oh, it's got less roll-on than I thought it did. Oh man, that was a little disappointing. What's all that about? I'm in 5th gear. I don't know. That's that torque versus horsepower, though, isn't it? And everybody down below who talks shit about me calling V-twins fast is going, yeah, you got a downshift, dude. Even then, I don't know, dude. Oh, it's making the right sound. It's not slow. It's not slow. It just is not what I expected. And out of a 900cc inline 4? This is not what I expected. I'm not saying it's bad. I just thought that this was going to be like a teenager killer, dude. I was on this bike going like, oh yeah, dude, Kawasaki Z900. This is like the perfect getaway vehicle for 19-year-olds named Kyle or Braden or Branson or Gunner who just got into a huge fight with their stepdad Gary and their mom screaming in the corner, mascara rolling down. Gary's just home from his union electrician job and he threw a glass right through the window, and boy, let me tell you what, old Brayson, he's jumping on his Kawasaki Z900 and he's rolling out of that trailer park, bouncing off the rev limiter with a big old middle finger. You ain't my real dad! Uh-oh, it's the fuzz. Uh-oh. Nothing to see here. Just a member of the law-abiding citizens club out for a little putt. I swear I didn't punch any drywall at all. And I promise I did not slash the tires on my stepdad Gary's work truck. Okay, is he following me? No. Okay. All right. Just kidding. It was me the whole time. I don't know. So I would say that the fact that this is a cheap bike and is accessible to 19-year-olds named Brayson who get into fights with their stepdads, the fact that it doesn't go a million miles an hour as soon as I twist the throttle open is probably a good thing. Because I was literally getting on this thing going like, bro, let me tell you something about Kawasaki. Kawasaki is that one Japanese dude on an island who they never found after World War II ended. And the war never ended for him. That's Kawasaki. They just keep sending these death trap bikes over to America as like sneak attack kamikaze machines. Take our youth out. The war never stopped for Kawasaki. They're still trying to kill us with very affordable, very fast motorcycles. So I don't know, maybe they've turned over a new leaf. Maybe somebody finally told them that World War II is over and that we're allies now. And now they gave us this Z900 instead of the death traps that they usually send over. A kinder, gentler Kawasaki. I don't know about that. Maybe it's just to lull us into a false sense of security. Maybe they're just getting even wilier. They're like, yeah, we'll get them on the Z900, but secretly what we're doing is getting them in the Kawasaki ecosystem so they lust after a Kawasaki H2, and then we'll really get them. I see what you're up to, Kawasaki. You can't hide from me, you sneaky bastards. Again, it's not slow. I'm not trying to say it's slow. It's just not a death trap. I was kind of expecting a death trap, honestly. I kind of wanted a death trap. Kind of wanted a kamikaze machine. Oh, man. Is that really who I've become? Is that really who I am? That I get on a bike and it doesn't immediately try to kill me and I'm like, yawn, slow, boring, pedantic, derivative. The motorcycle didn't immediately try to kill me. Oh, what is this? The Fisher Price of motorcycles? Baby's first bike? Come on, give me action. Raise my pulse. And it's not slow, okay? It's not slow. It's just not a death trap. You gotta watch my words here, because someone will just take those and run with them if it's what they want to hear. So let me tell you, you see, online, somebody wants to hear something and they hear it, that will just be their truth forever. So I hesitate to say it, but I'm just like, for an adult, for a grown-up who has control over his right hand, I would say, for a grown-up, I'm saying, a fully grown man or woman, I don't think that this would make a bad beginner bike. Don't take that and run with it, because someone's going to be like, but Shade Tree said, now I'm going to go get it, and I'm 17 years old. That's not what I'm saying. I think for somebody who knows what they're doing and is an experienced, at least, car driver, it's not that fast. It doesn't hit that hard. It's not that crazy. I honestly am just on this thing going like, dude, this is not a bad beginner bike. I guess they would call it intermediate, but honestly, if you got your wits about you, what's the difference between beginner and intermediate motorcycle? I get it for younger kids. Now, I don't want it to happen here because I think it's, I don't know, I get weird about the slippery slope thing, but honestly, just, don't quote me on this, even though I'm putting it on video, but, you know, all those other countries with their different licenses might have the right idea on getting people into bikes, but that doesn't exist here, so yeah, this can be your beginner bike. People say beginner bike, it's all about just like keeping you out of temptation. They're like, no, it can't be too fast because you'll be so tempted to go fast and you won't be able to handle it. So is it about learning how to break the law? Is that what it is? Is it about learning how to go triple-digit speeds and committing felonies? Learning how to commit felonies well. Is that what makes you ready to move up to a bigger bike? Or is it knowing how to resist the temptation? If you can just resist the temptation and you never go fast on the bike, why do you even need the fast bike? But if it's about resisting felonies, I don't know, you tell me. It's just kind of a weird thing to me. I'm just like, I don't really get the whole beginner bike, intermediate bike, expert bike thing. Because I'm like, yeah, they can go really fast, but you have to learn how to break the law. That's when you can get a bigger bike, when you learn how to break the law safely. It's fucking weird. All right, now this one is for all the people who say, Shade Tree, you call that V-twin fast. That's not what a fast bike is. Okay, all right, I thought it was gonna be the Z900. Luckily, sitting right next to it was another Street Fighter, but from a company that takes Street Fighters really seriously. Again, outside of the Yamaha MT-10, I don't know if anybody takes Street Fighters as seriously as Ducati does. They really make these things rippers, dude. Again, though, with the front headlight, why'd you have to do that to me? Just that whole Kamen Rider bug freaking ant head. It looks too insectile for me. I don't think insectile is something that I like in my motorcycle design, and maybe that's just why the whole Street Fighter aesthetic, as far as the front headlight, usually doesn't appeal to me. The Street Fighter thing is definitely a weird market, because where did it come from, right? Why does Ducati have a Street Fighter? Why do they call it the Street Fighter? The Street Fighter came out of dudes wrecking their bikes or stunting them. My first Street Fighter was that way because it had to be. My very first motorcycle was a GSXR 750, which I promptly wrecked and threw all the fairings away. Couldn't afford to buy new ones because it was back when you had to mail in a check with a part number to get them. Not when you can order genuine Chinesium parts right off of Fleabay. I digress. My first Street Fighter was a Street Fighter because it had to be, which was a lot of people. Now, stunting happened and moto handlebars happened, and then people started making their bikes look like that as an aesthetic choice. You would say kind of the same way that people started stripping down bikes to make them bobbers. Honestly, you could say that the Street Fighter would be the modern equivalent of the bobber motorcycle, but derived from sport bikes instead of touring bikes. And Ducati has really taken that to the nth degree by literally just giving you a stripped down sport bike. But with all the brakes that their sport bikes have, all the engine, all the electronics, neither here nor there. I'm not a huge fan of electronics, but I get it has them, that's for sure. Whereas Kawasaki has it as a parts bin, clapped together motorcycle, and then they call it their Street Fighter or their naked bike. This is no expense spared, and I'm sure you'll be able to tell that it's no expense spared when you go to the checkout line and compare the Ducati and the Kawasaki. I don't know how much this thing costs. I gotta imagine brand new, it's double. Gotta be at least double the price of the Z900. Don't know for sure, don't quote me on that, but I wouldn't be surprised. Everything that I don't like about it could just be fixed by a traditional headlight. Just put a monster headlight on it, put a circular headlight on it. It would make me want one. Yeah, all the bargain basement parts bin stuff that's on the Kawasaki. The same kind of bike, polar opposite. Also getting on it. Getting on the Kawasaki Z900, I felt like I sat in it. This one, I don't know, my ass is up like it's my first day at the sleeping over at the YMCA. Definitely a way more aggressive motorcycle. That startup procedure is so chunky compared to the Kawasaki. Team Green guys are going to be do nothing but talk shit about the Ducati, trust me. And they'll also immediately point out that Kawasaki makes an H2 supercharged Street Fighter, so kind of a moot point what I'm saying there. I've even ridden one on the channel, so I do know that, but I don't know, man. Let me talk my shit, okay? Why did that just change? I wonder if it warms up on 2 cylinders so you put it into gear. The exhaust note just completely changed. I don't know, some fancy Ducati shit that'll probably break, 1 month outside of warranty. I mean, I liked how the exhaust note changed. Okay, first impressions, hitting the brakes, sitting on it, going out. It feels expensive. Whereas the Kawasaki felt cheap, but not bad. This feels very, very expensive. Ooh, so much more raw, too. The Kawasaki felt friendly. It felt like fast and friendly. I don't know, like a pretty girl next door with a big old rack, and maybe she's got a little bit of a pot belly, and I don't know, she might have legs like a frog. But god damn it, she's got a big old set of natural heavies, and she could suck the chrome off a trailer hitch. And she's wheeling, the most important part. The Ducati, I don't know, it feels like that long, leggy girl with the wide hips and that big butt that ain't got a stitch of cellulite on it somehow. A couple mosquito bites on her chest, broad shoulders, and even if she's shorter than you, she somehow still manages to look down her nose at you. What I'm saying is the Ducati feels expensive. Now, that is a weird power dynamic. I don't know when the power dynamic shift from girls with big boobs to girls with big butts, but somewhere along the line it did. Me, I don't give a damn. Short, tall, big, or small. Bouncing, buxom, and beautiful, or built for speed. As long as you do that one thing I like, I think we'll get along. The Kawasaki did that one thing I liked. The Ducati really does. Oh yeah, I keep pulling in the clutch. I forgot I'm on an expensive bike. It's just got a quick shifter up and down. Oh yeah, the down quick shifter. It's always hard for me to remember to use it, but I'm sure I'm sure I'll get used to it really quick. That's nice. Uh-oh,
the fuzz, dude, the fuzz. Just a nice law-abiding citizen here. Just a member of the Law-Abiding Citizens Club, sir. I mean, it looks like it on this bike. Don't I look like on this Ducati V4S Street Fighter with winglets for maximum speed control? Does it not look like I'm a law-abiding citizen? It does, doesn't it? Thank you for your service, sir. Yes, I hope those boots are nice and clean. All right, is he gone? He's gone. Holy crap! This ain't the Kawasaki, baby. Holy crap! This thing is rowdy. I wasn't even trying to pull up the front wheel, dude. Yeah, not so much a beginner bike on the V4S. See, that's the difference. This bike is a felony standing still. This bike has no points left on your license. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Go straight to jail right in the parking lot. The Kawasaki ain't gonna do you like that. This motorcycle is straight up dangerous. I don't even have room to get on it out here. It's wild. Like, I want to get on it. I don't even have room to. That is crazy, dude. Yeah, no rear view mirrors. Ain't nobody catching you anyway. Jeez, so Pete, dude. Well, this thing will take you off guard. That is wild. This is coming from somebody who spent time on an H2. You know, my buddy Flipnaw had an H2 Street Fighter, and I will tell you, this feels as fast as the H2 Street Fighter. It really fucking does, man. Now, maybe I'm misremembering that. As they say, a finger in the bush is worth two in the DM, so I'm on this bike right now. But right now, God damn. Supercharger what? Like, who needs it? This bike is angry and wants us all dead. I like that in a motorcycle. If Kawasaki's still fighting the war, you know, under honorable terms, then this motorcycle's breaking the damn Geneva Convention, okay? Italy handing this motorcycle to an unsuspecting teenager is a freaking war crime. Damn, dude. I can't even open it up. There's not room. I'm like trying to show you guys. I'm like, okay, let me open it up real quick. There isn't room. There isn't room to hit the rev limiter. It happens too fast. And Florida's pretty flat and straight. I'm just telling you. I have not found a place outside of that one long stretch where I've really had room to be like, okay, let me wind this thing out and bounce it off the rev limiter. No, man. There's not room. Whoa, dude. You ought to have a license to ride. Oh, I guess you are supposed to have a motorcycle license. I should really get one of those. Bro, I like it how, like, every dude who's just like, no more laws, me included, anytime they get on something that's actually really dangerous and they think about somebody else riding it or using it, they're like, there ought to be a law. Oh, you shouldn't be allowed to just go get this thing. I'm telling you, that's how I feel on top of this thing right now. I'm just like, bro, you're telling me that if you got the money or the financing, you could just go buy one of these things? You can just go get one of these things? That's quarter throttle. Again, I'm telling you, there isn't room. There isn't room to use it. That thing where they're like, it's got too much power, you can't even use it. This is what they're talking about. There's no room, you can't use it. I mean, again, there are places you could, in Mexico, of course, in like every gear too, even in fifth gear, it's like, God, this thing accelerates harder in fifth gear at 60 miles an hour than the Kawasaki does in first. Ah, damn. Okay, yeah, I get it. I like bike. I like bike a lot. Something about putting it in neutral does something to the exhaust. All the Duca testicles will know. Don't you know that's the Desmo Pasta Testa Stretta olive oil valve in these? It's a very special valve. It's made in Italy from the finest wood of virgin olive trees and blessed by the Pope, and that's what opens the exhaust. I don't fucking know. There's something that happens from neutral to first, and I'm sure all it is just an electronically actuated valve. But knowing Ducati, they got some dumbass name for it and it costs twice as much. If you can pay to play, baby, this bike's ready to play pretty fucking hard.
Always good times up here at Bert's Barracuda, especially on that Ducati. Make sure and let me know if you're going to be able to make the Bert's Toy Run. Guinness Book of World Records, I know I want to be a part of that. I hope I see you guys there too. And as for right now, let's get on back to the homestead and do a little bit more with Team Green. Well, I promised more Team Green, and you will get it. That KDX 220 back there. I just spent the past 3 days and about $800 transforming that machine, but that's going to be in another video. That's also going to include this Harley Davidson getting transformed right there. Transformed into what? We as yet do not know. I feel like I'll know it when it happens. And right now, not only do you have a chance to win that Harley Davidson Sportster 1200 back there, the KDX 220 freshly rebuilt, but if you've decided to leave terra firma behind and sail the high seas, you're also going to be able to pick from SS Coochie-Coon, my 1959 Alumacraft. Right now, there is a 1 in 107 chance. That's not bad, baby. In order to be entered, and we're pulling it in just a few days, you have to be signed up and subscribed to the Orion Project. The Orion Project is a revolutionary artificial intelligence that uses 3 completely separate AIs with 3 distinct personalities to create a program that is, I hope, going to write laws in the future concerning AI and its safety and the way that we use it as a whole. It's an amazing tool in and of itself, but what I'm asking people to do is sign up for it as part of the beta testing to help make it into what we know it can be. I've talked about AI a few times on this channel and how the vast majority of people right now who have it installed on your phone, you have a demon living in your pocket, and these things are affecting young people in America and all over the world, everybody else too. You don't have to be a young person to be susceptible to this stuff. So not only is Orion AI a revolutionary way that Kayla, our own Kayla from Brapstar here, aka Dragonbot, aka the Shop Goblin, it's her creation that she's been working on for a few years now, and it's now coming to fruition. It's an amazing thing to use, but it's a lot more than that. This is safeguarding our future and how we interact with artificial intelligence. If you think that you can't do anything, you can. And it's by being part of the Orion Project. We use it to help forgotten angels all the time. And I've talked about it a bunch on here, but I wanted to show you guys how serious I was, which is why 1 in, right now, 107 people who are signed up as paid members of the Orion beta testing. It's $9 a month. That's how much it costs to get a ticket, but you get a lot more than a ticket to win one of these motorcycles or boats. What you get access to is truly something revolutionary and amazing that I think is going to change the world for the better. We'll be pulling the winner in a few days. Make sure you're signed up. The link to Orion is down below. If you're not sure on how to use Orion, I'll have a few unlisted videos down below in a playlist that you can watch. It's 100% private. Kayla can't read any of it unless you send it to her. But the idea is to use it and train it and stop some of these sycophantic, demonic AI entities out there that are very negatively affecting how humanity lives its lives right now. Regardless of any of the serious stuff, it's an absolutely amazing thing to use, and I'm so proud of Kayla for creating it. That link's down below. In a few days, we'll be pulling a winner, and right now, it's 1 in 107. And to all 107 people who have signed up, thank you. We are bad people doing good things, and you're doing more than you think to help shape the future into something that's safer and better for all of us. That's gonna about do it for this one, y'all. Thanks for sticking around. I hope I get to ride with you guys at the Bert's Toy Run, and till next time, keep it weird.
Crashing through the sky comes a fearful cry. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Armies of the night, evil taking flight. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Panic spreading far and wide. Can the world oppose the deadliest of foes? Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Who will risk it all to end the evil call of Shade Tree, army. Shade Tree, army. They never give up they never say die, walking tall with banners high.
Shade Tree Army, a ruthless gang of scum, villains, freaks, and bikers determined to rule the world.